In a world where every franchise is vying to be in Smash, Elmo and Felipe have decided they will create their own cross-pollination of franchises. The educated cross discussions. The educated versus discussions. The Elmo's ideas versus Felipe's ideas. Welcome to your next episode of an educated discussion. I'm Elmo.
And I'm Felipe.
And I totally improvised that intro.
Yep. I was not expecting all that.
Now, what we're going to be talking about is some ideas that we have for some blending of video game franchises.
That is correct.
And my ideas are much more cooler than whatever Felipe will have. But we don't know what each other's ideas are.
Yeah, this is going to be a surprise to each of us. Although the ones that I chose, if you know me, well, you do. I'm sure they won't be too much of a surprise.
Yeah. If you think our voices sound similar, that's on you. Maybe. Like
No.
you don't know who's who?
Is that a thing?
That's gotta be.
No,
someone's like,
I listen to our
who's
stuff.
that guy? That doesn't count.
And I know what we sound like.
Well, Jeff 450 in Daytona Beach, Alabama. I was gonna say that in Nebraska.
Alabama.
He's like, man, I can't tell these guys apart.
We haven't gotten that comment yet. Anyways, we love crossovers. We're big fans of Smash.
Not the basketball ones.
No.
I mean, I do.
We're not athletic. We love Super Smash. You're really into Fortnite these days. And that is one of the biggest crossovers that I've seen in a long time.
There's not that much.
There is a lot of different franchises.
Listen, you just see Ryu and Chun-Li shooting at the Grinch and
think,
Mandalorian.
I think,
shows
honestly,
up.
if you were to look and go by actual franchises, I think you'll... maybe not.
Smash might still win.
But not by much.
Mugen is the ultimate crossover.
I'm not talking about that. Yeah, so the majority of the crossovers you've seen out there, they're usually in the fighting game genre. So you got Smash, you got Street Fighter and Tekken, you got Mortal Kombat vs. DC, you got Marvel vs. Capcom, you got PlayStation All-Stars, and then Fortnite's the one I just mentioned. That is not a fighting game, but it is shooting. The rest of those are mostly fighting games. So for the choices that I have, one of them is a fighting game and one of them isn't.
Neither are fighting for me.
Really?
Really.
That's going to be interesting.
Because I thought, that's the obvious ones.
So yeah, pretty much we're big fans of the crossover. Whenever a character shows up in something else, it's always fun and exciting. It's like, oh man, the possibilities, what the story could be, all that stuff. So we're big fans, and we're going to be talking about our dream crossovers in gaming. Who wants to go first?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
All right, so the way I'm going to set up my first choice, I won't reveal to you what it is. I'm sure you can guess pretty quickly what it is. However,
Mortal Kombat
I'm gonna
versus Fortnite.
I'm gonna set up pretty much Mortal Kombat versus Fortnite. I'm gonna set up pretty much imagine the trailer. Imagine you're at E3. Okay, I'm gonna describe to you what that trailer is. Okay.
I'm at E3. Like they invited me.
You're watching E3.
Okay.
You know,
I'm at home.
the stage goes black. That's it. And then
Who announced this?
This is at
who did we just transition from?
Don't worry about it.
Is it Keanu? He came back?
Okay, so my first dream crossover. The game opens up. We see a jungle. A couple landscape shots. It's looking real pretty, okay? We see a close-up shot of some porous stone, and it hangs there for like 3 seconds. Clink! A pickaxe slams into it, and the camera pulls back. And you see Lara Croft doing Tomb Raider stuff. She's climbing, she's grappling, she's struggling to get to some platform on the side of a mountain cliff or something, alright? So she finally gets there, right? And she sees the ancient artifact she's after. She approaches.
When this turns into Jak and Daxter with Tomb Raider, I'm going to be insane.
No. She approaches. Now, this can go one of two ways. I'm going to give you the fun way, and I'm going to give you the way I think it should be done.
Okay.
This is and unfortunately, once you see the fun way, you'll know what the crossover is. She approaches, right, the artifact. She just picks it up. And then someone sweeps it off her hands while swinging on a vine.
Sly Cooper.
I saw it first, says the man. He gets up to another ledge, and it's revealed that Nathan Drake took it. Now, that's the first one. Here's the one I think it should go. She approaches the ancient artifact. She picks it up, and she seems confused. She's holding it. She's like, what? And then you hear, it's a fake, says a nearby voice, which startles Croft. A man emerges from the shadows, and it is revealed that Nathan Drake had already gotten there first. He says, but I just might know where the real one is. Tomb Raider, Cross Uncharted.
What are the ages of them in this crossover?
That's what you start with? No, hey, that's a good idea. Okay. So you want to get an idea before you say anything. This is the new Tomb Raider.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say not her first go about, but let's say between Tomb Raider, between Rise of Tomb Raider and Shadow.
Okay.
Somewhere in there. So she's not like at her best in Shadow, but she ain't at her earliest either. And this is between Uncharted 3 and 4 for Drake. So he's not as settled down as he was in the fourth, but he ain't crisp either.
Okay. So is enough of a gap that he's the more experienced of the two.
I can explain more.
Okay.
All right. So that's it for my description of the trailer. All right. So what I have written down here. So it's still going to be a third-person action game. Okay. And you can either do single player or some co-op sections. So ultimately, this is still a single player game, which is how I think this game will work best. But with two characters, each one having their own playstyle, there could be some long stretches of gameplay that could lend itself to some fun co-op. And that would be just kind of like a separate mode. You'll be experiencing that game, those levels yourself, and you can choose between the two characters, however you want to do it. Think of GTA whenever you switch the characters, how it zooms out. So if there's ever a puzzle that you got to solve and you're doing something as Nathan Drake and you have to switch over to have Lara Croft do something else, you can do that. Versus when you do that co-op section, each one is doing their own thing. So that's what I got. Now, Laura, she is shown to be more book smart than Nathan Drake, and she even out-rambles him. You know how they both kind of get off on tangents and.
Oh, look at this Mayan tablet.
Man, that's crazy because the Aztecs, all that stuff, and that's usually what Drake is known to do in his game, and everyone looks at him in bewilderment. But this will be opposite, and it will leave him kind of stunned and impressed. And she is known to always not be prepared, and so she's good at crafting. She's got all the crafting stuff. She knows how to. She's crafty. Drake is definitely
Laura Croft.
Laura Croft. Drake is definitely more street smart. He's often solving certain issues in a more brute and less graceful way. He is definitely better at combat. So better with guns and better aiming and all that stuff. So it's going to be a fun dynamic between the characters, how they respond to situations, and each one has their own way of approaching things, and different. They will clash in some ways, because they each have their own way of doing things. There will be some chemistry present, because that is one thing I'm sure people want. Drake being a man, Laura being a female, a woman. I'm sure that people want, all the shippers. I'm sure they want that to happen in some way. But each one is still, from what I understand, Laura never really has a love interest in any of the newer iterations. She's just kind of focusing on her life stuff.
Did she in the older ones? I don't think so either.
Yeah, so she's kind of independent, doesn't really need a man, one of those people. However, this will be the first game she is teased, because this is the most time she's with somebody.
She met that Jonah guy.
I'll get to that.
For 5 minutes?
Yeah. So yeah, some chemistry will be present, but nothing too scandalous. I'm not really sure of the timeline yet, but I'm pretty sure Drake will still be with Elena or in between or something. He's still that is ultimately no in between. That is ultimately his best option in the end. But
unless Chloe's around.
No. I don't like Chloe that much. She's fine. I just wanted to bring this in here because we both know what these games are about. It's always action. There's always them trying to find a treasure, always stuff falling and running away from stuff crashing down. Okay, so there will be a level which is built to look like the whole place is about to come down, right? Mm-hmm. Drake and Laura, they both prepared to run, doing so dozens times before. But then the shaking just stops. And they just leave peacefully. Nothing happens. They're just both bewildered. They're like, oh, okay.
Okay.
That's it. They leave. So it's just playing on the stuff that you know
Yeah.
what's expected. There will be a scene of Sully and Jonah accidentally bumping into each other at a nearby town. Because they're always on each other's radios. They always need for help.
I mean, that's the only character in any
right.
Tomb Raiders.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I got. Before I tell you how it ends, do you have any comments?
Like the story, or you're gonna give me the end of the game?
Not exactly the ending, but just like the after credit scene. Just to kind of tell you where I'm going, because you might think I'm done with these crossovers, but I'm not. Go ahead.
Do you plan on? How do I phrase this? They're going to be together the whole time.
Well, again, there will be times where they have to split. Like, oh, you go this way, I go that way. So that's what the.
So if I'm playing single, can I choose?
Yes, you choose where you are at the time, and then again, if you're stuck in some area and Laura has to do something, so Drake can advance, he would switch between them. So it would zoom back out, all cool,
a way out,
and zoom back in. I haven't played A Way Out,
but in theory, is it a little bit?
I don't know what that game looks like.
That guy runs and he opens the thing.
Sure.
Yep, I described that perfectly.
Okay. He opens the what?
The
thing.
Okay. The jail cell.
Okay. Yeah. So stuff like that.
Okay. And then how does the soundtrack work?
Just
Like,
great melody of both.
Is there going to be
you know those games? They always have tribal-esque drums and weird flutes and all that stuff.
Tomb Raider, they have the same song they constantly play. And then I know the Uncharted ones. Are you going to meld them?
Sure.
Is there a remix?
Yes.
I care about video game music. So.
I know. I didn't. I actually, for my next game, I did bring that up.
Okay.
But I didn't think about it for this one because I don't think as much as I love the soundtrack,
play that
as
free. The problem is I can't even remember what it sounds like, but I remember every time.
But when you hear it.
That song. There's that song again. Really like that one, huh?
Okay.
How does this end?
That's all you have to say. Is this a game you'd be interested in?
I want to see the journey that we're going to go on here.
So you want to see the end first?
Yeah.
Okay. The game story ends with
Spoilers.
With someone reading about what Drake and Laura accomplished. Now, no one ever really knows what they do, but there's pictures and of stuff like, oh, these two characters are spotted if anyone knows who they are, whatever, all that stuff. So it's like that. So he's reading about what Drake and Laura accomplished in the newspaper at this person's desk. The guy says, you know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I know where this is.
He says, I might have a job for these two. I gotta find them. Newspaper goes down, and you see this man. This is a behind shot. From behind, put on his hat, grab his whip, and with a soft instrumental to the Indiana Jones theme song.
That's okay. You know what? No, I didn't know where this was going.
And then it just ends. He gets up and that's it. Wait, what did you think I was gonna go?
I thought you were gonna either go Joel.
Oh snap! Scrap that idea. No, it has to be because the Explorer theme. Joel.
Then he had a job. I don't know. Anyway.
Okay. No, that wouldn't work.
I was like,
because there's no cordyceps.
I was gonna be depressed at this. I still hate that newspaper that hints at Last of Us and Uncharted 3.
Ah, but that was just a little Easter egg.
No, because that means he's gonna die.
Yeah, Drake dies.
No.
Yeah, he does. We find his ring. Spoilers.
No, you... Dang it, you just ruined this even more.
Anyways, we're getting into other stuff here.
I'm mad at this game you didn't make that I just made in my head of your game you just made in your head. Never mind, okay.
Yeah, you're...
Well, you have ensured this will never happen now by adding Disney to the mix.
Oh, I forgot this Disney. Whatever.
It's never.
This is my. It's called Dream Crossover. I can dream, can't I?
That's not what I called it at the first.
What did you call it?
Oh, educated cross discussions.
Whatever. It's Dream Crossovers. That's probably be the title, the thumbnail, or something.
Can you put an X for cross though?
I might
That's
throw
the
it.
X
I'll
button,
throw it in there.
Right?
I'll throw it in there.
Okay.
Maybe the cross and crossovers will be our X.
Okay. I want it on fire.
Okay. All right. So that was my game.
Okay. You want me to do mine?
Go for it.
Okay. I don't know which one to do first. Okay, I'm gonna make a trailer. I didn't prepare a trailer, but I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like this is improvised as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Pretend you're at a state of play instead of anything.
Tomorrow?
No. It's wait. What's the other game in this? Yeah. No, you're watching a Nintendo Direct.
Oh, here we go.
All right. It's soccer. No. All right. You see rubble. Can you close your eyes? I want you to imagine. I close my eyes for yours.
All right.
All right. And I'm also stalling so I can think of it. All right. And I thought of nothing.
What am
in
I
the time
feeling?
I'm stalling. All right. Stop. Don't say it. All right. You see rubble
Okay.
slowly and subtly shaking. And you hear footsteps. They're not
Fracture is back.
heavy thuds. They're the simple thuds of a man.
Okay.
Okay? And it's a man you don't know.
Oh.
But then you hear, "Take my power," from the voice of freaking Sidon. And you see the dude from Hades, Zagreus, take his sword
Yeah.
imbued with this water power,
Okay.
and he goes into a door. The door won't open.
Oh. Find the key.
No, there's no
Oh,
key. There's
that's
no
no
key.
key.
Don't worry, this is the trailer.
Okay, my bad.
Okay? So he's beating out the door, trying to get it open. And then you hear, "You are nothing but a miserable pile of secrets." And then the door opens, and it's Hades Cross Castlevania. Listen. You've not
Wait,
played
so
Hades.
how do I know that's what it is? Like, what he opens in what?
It's Dracula's castle.
Oh, okay. Well, you gotta say that, man. My eyes were closed. I didn't know what you're talking about.
I'm just too excited. All right. So I'm not going to say in love. I'm in lust with Greek mythology.
Ew. Okay.
So I loved all what Hades was doing with me talking to Poseidon and me talking to Medusa and me talking to Achilles this time. And you can continue all that. And it sort of has the God of War ideology of we're going to blend mythologies where the Norse and the Greek kind of coexist.
Okay.
But this time it's Greek mythology and like Gothic mythology is like a weird term for it.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to
But
say.
I want, Poseidon's like, "Get that Dracula." I want Dracula to be like, oh, Hades, you think you a bad man. You think you the ruler of that door. I'm freaking Dracula.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this already.
So a Clash of Powers.
Yes.
and-
Oh my God, Hades. And then and
So hold on. In Hades, is Poseidon like the big?
no, I just like
Oh,
Poseidon.
okay.
That's just me.
Okay.
This is trailer's made for me.
All right.
You would probably have Hades. Even though, no, you'd probably have like Zeus. Just
yeah.
throw Zeus in there. And then Kratos, no, but but I want Hades with that. I don't want that so much the Metroidvania style, but I want another like roguelike with tons of story and character interactions, but instead of being like in Tartarus, where Hades is chilling,
Okay.
you are like at the base of Dracula's castle, and you can bring up like Simon and Rick, and Simon's gonna have his golden locks, and you're gonna bring in Sypha, who's in the anime. I want her
Okay.
because she's kind of like
That's the chick, right?
Yeah, she's
Okay.
kind of like an airbender, waterbender. That if you watch season 3, you would see
All right.
like that's airbender with infamous crossover.
Okay.
But you would throw in some of those characters, and those are the new ones you're interacting with. But you're facing like gothic creatures, so instead of like, Cerberus, it's werewolves. Instead of friggin', like a Hydra.
Right.
It's like, yo, that's Dracula. No, but just more of the
Dracula's everywhere.
More of like added like a steampunk kind of feel to it with the more Transylvania stereotypical aesthetic.
Okay.
And that story is all about him like trying to get out of the underworld, but this one's him trying to get back because now he's stuck in Dracula's castle. And so, and in that you're like traveling all across the underworld, going through doors. This is just different rooms of Dracula's castle.
So why was he trying to get in the castle? It's not.
Well, no, he's because in Hades he's trying to get out, but one of the doors inadvertently leads because you go through different doors.
Oh, okay.
To traverse.
I guess technically it's a spin-off. Yeah. Because it's kind of like a side story.
Sequel.
Like
no,
during
it's
his
a sequel.
But he already got out. Isn't that what he did? I don't know the end of Hades actually.
No, you don't.
Oh, okay. Just kidding.
But it's a roguelike, so they give you you can
right.
Keep,
you go back and play
going.
it over again.
You keep playing. He goes through a door. It's Dracula's castle.
So instead of just going out the same door he came in, he's just gonna go through the castle.
No, he's stuck. You can't go backwards.
Oh, okay. That was a roguelike.
He's trying. So this whole story is him trying to beat Hades. Sorry, beat Dracula just to go back to hell.
Okay. All right.
But Dracula keeps getting resurrected.
I didn't play any of these games,
no.
so I'm sure that makes sense.
You played Lords of Shadow.
Man, that was so long ago. I don't even remember what happened.
You played it more recently in Lollipop Chainsaw, another Educated Discussions podcast that you could click on the link right at the end of this video. Yeah.
All right. I do not play these kinds of games.
No. If you should try out Hades.
However, I could definitely see the hype once that trailer shows up.
I want to be like, I love the Greek world. I would be upset if they didn't. They're not going to continue. There's not going to be a Hades 2 probably, but
no,
I would be total that studio doesn't do that. But I would totally be fine with them going more in there. And again, I think I told you this on another podcast, but this is the game that made me more interested in a whole genre that I never cared about.
Right.
So just more of that and all that story and writing, but you throw in all of the whatever's going into the new Resident Evil now, apparently.
What?
Because they're adding werewolves and vampires.
Oh, yes. Okay. Huh. That sounds great.
Mm-hmm. That's my...
I probably wouldn't play it.
That's my... Look, just listen.
But if it was you that made it, I'd give it a try.
If Nintendo ever does gifting on the Switch...
Oh, you'd gift it to me?
We'll get Hades your way.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
I think I've already made everyone want to turn off the podcast because they're like, oh, can't beat that.
That's probably for multiple reasons.
They're like, you can't stop. You can't. Why? And it's only going to go downhill from
it's downhill.
That was such a hype.
That's what you would think.
He made. Okay.
Until
this is your fighting game.
Yes. All right, you ready?
Man, my last one's weird.
Great. So E3.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you get E3 again?
Yeah. These are big games, man. You want this in front of as much eyes as possible.
Nintendo Direct,
Oh, fine. Video Game Awards. All right.
Okay, I'll give you that.
A scene opens up to a dark bedroom in a cabin. A teenage girl struggles to sleep during a storm blaring outside her window.
Sly Cooper.
No. The camera slowly pans down and stops at the foot of her bed. The walls behind her bed start to move and morph into faces and blades. A morph of a man and hand blades begin to move closer to the scared teenager's body. Just as the man raises his hand to strike, a psycho in a hockey mask holding a machete bursts through the door, making the girl scream in terror. We now are aware that this is Freddy at the edge of her bed. He says, "Wait, she's scared of you? You're her nightmare?" Jason just cocks his head slightly and begins to swing his machete to kill the girl, but is stopped by Freddy's glove. "This bee is mine." I'm trying to keep it PG.
We could edit in a fake expletive beep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We'll do that. Maybe not. It's too much work. This is mine. A fight begins, or it's about to start, and it appears we're getting a Freddy vs. Jason video game. But then you hear, ring, 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 in the distance. I know why you're laughing.
You made my dream come true. You pull that off. Even though no one knows what I'm talking about.
No, I know. Freddy and Jason stop to see what's going on. Then, I don't even know what his voice sounds like. I won't do it. Ha 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 ha. You idiots are in for it now. They look in the direction of the noise to see it coming from a red-haired doll on top of a nearby cabinet. Chucky holds up his knife while Leatherface busts it wide open through the window.
That's not what that means. I've learned this.
They all face each other, snarl, lunge forward, and it cuts to black. I do not know what the name of this game is, but I have it written as Horror Fighter. But whatever, I don't care. So, this is the fighting game I've wanted forever. NetherRealm themselves has teased this and has shown glimpses of this in their Mortal Kombat franchise. In Mortal Kombat 9, they added Freddy Krueger. He was fantastic. In Mortal Kombat X, they added Jason, Leatherface,
Alien,
and Predator. I mean, come on. Why couldn't I just throw in Freddy instead of... Oh, come on, just screwed up. Anyways, so it's like, with their style of fighting and how gross they're willing to get, that is a match made in heaven if they got the rights to do this. And clearly they have some strings to pull and have done a fantastic job already. So I just want to throw in a quick few people of who I'd want in this game. Just a character roster for you. They can be more added or whatever, but here's what I got. You ready?
I'm ready.
Good. Freddy. Didn't see that one coming. Jason. Michael Myers. Chucky. Leatherface. Ghostface. Leprechaun. The Trick-or-Treat Guy. Hellraiser. Pennywise. Alien. Predator. Pyramid Head. Jigsaw. Werewolf from American Werewolf in London. Dracula, throw in a classic. Frankenstein's Monster for another classic. The Ring Chick. The Exorcist Chick. And Candyman. That's who I have as my roster for now. More can be added as DLC, but you gotta pay $5.99 on each character.
Honestly, I'm gonna name your game right now, even though it doesn't work at all. But it would make my dream come true. Call this game Cabin in the Woods, and I am immediately sold.
I'm not done with my ideas.
Okay.
But no, it won't be called that. However, I can see what you're saying with that. So I just need to reiterate. This game needs to be made by NetherRealm. No other studio can do this. I don't want it to be made by anybody else. So the only ones that can do it.
Namco's on it.
Who?
Namco.
Anyways, so whereas a franchise doesn't get any love in the character department, there will be plenty of stage showing love for other horror franchises. Cabin in the Woods will be one of the best levels because there'll just be crazy stuff happening in the background. You will see some paranormal activity. The Conjuring Room with all the different artifacts and each one has a little secret or whatever. Insidious, you can be in that ether realm or whatever it is when they go. You'll see some gremlins flailing around and just a whole bunch of other stuff. Some Beetlejuice stuff. Maybe Beetlejuice can be a character. I think I forgot to put that one. Whatever. So just stuff like that, you know. For example, like the Thing. Very famous horror movie, but he's too small to really have I mean, Chucky's kind of pushing it, but that's why I added Leprechaun and Trick-or-Treat Guy to kind of keep some small characters in there. But you can have like the Thing level where it's like Antarctic and he's like crawling around and like disturbing the match or whatever. So stuff like that.
Krampus.
Oh, Krampus is a good one. Dang it. Krampus will be a character. No, he'll be a character. He won't be a stage.
Okay.
He'll have a stage. Now, I don't have much to say on this, but there will be remade, upbeat fighting-esque style
Oh, okay.
soundtracks for all the themes to fit, in this
All
fighting
right, give me
game.
one.
I don't have any.
Do a song. You made me sing.
It's just instrumentals.
Yeah.
So
Do with the instrumental. You
So-
said they're
okay.
remixes, right?
they're remixes.
Okay. Do one.
Can you do the I need your help with this one.
Okay.
Because I can't do two voices at once. Do you know how to do the Halloween theme song?
I would have to remember.
Dang it.
I sang Mickey, You're So Fine on a previous podcast we did that may be uploaded after this one, actually.
Okay. Think of the okay, I'm gonna have to edit this.
Okay.
This is gonna go terrible.
All right.
I'm gonna do it. All right. Anyways, whatever.
Can you throw in, like, guest characters?
Stuff that isn't
I want,
from
like,
horror.
Ice
games?
Cube or something.
We'll get to that
Okay.
in another podcast.
I don't know where that subject that was gonna lead.
It's in one of my Let's Reboot It franchises.
Okay.
Anyways, no, Ice Cube will not be in this game. Although he can be getting attacked by an anaconda in the background if you want, because that kind of fits the theme.
Samuel Jackson
Eaten by a shark?
with the snakes on the plane.
Oh, that one too. So yeah, that's what I got. Any questions, comments, or
What
concerns?
are the special moves called? Like the fatalities? Are
I
you calling
don't
them
know.
that?
Sure.
Well, no, you can't call them something.
Something that ties.
Screamality. No, I guess
No,
you don't
that's-
want to keep.
Yeah.
Happy ending. Say that over.
It means a lot of other things. Happy ending.
Do you have an announcer? I mean, it's a fighting game.
Yes, yeah, you'll have an announcer.
What
don't
kind of feel would you think for that?
For the announcer?
Yeah, I would like if it's like an old
Shao Kahn
school
is
like
great.
no.
He does
I
a
would
good
think
job.
like 80s and like 90s like movie trailer guy,
Oh,
like the commercials.
the
In a world where teenagers
nah,
run
that'd
wild.
be too cheesy.
No, he does it better than me.
Okay. Whatever. Sure. Then that we'll get that guy back.
He's probably not alive.
Get ready. Fight. To the death.
There you
I
go.
don't know. But anyways, I will insert. I wanted to mention this because I never saw this before, but I will insert while I'm talking about this game, footage of this game I found that someone made, and it's a fighting game. It's 2D. It actually looks like old school Mortal Kombat, and it's this game.
You found Mugen. I don't know what you're talking.
No, it's not that. It's not that. It's like Dream Scoper or something. Oh crap, I forgot what it was called. It's like it's in a old aesthetic, but it's kind of neat. And in the fact that it looking the way it does, plays the way it is, I'm like, this could work, especially now with like today's graphics and everything. Like this would be a really cool game, and especially if you put in all the detail into the background as NetherRealm does, this would be. I would love to see this from them.
They're not. This is. You're not gonna care. I don't think they're very good at making music in their fighting games.
What you don't understand is this is a Dream crossover.
So they better.
My dream is
NetherRealm needs to step up.
Okay, they can outside source music. They can have whoever does the Super Smash stuff get on it, or whoever does.
I heard what they did to Gladion Steam.
You always get off of that. They can get help with the music. The rest is all them. They got all that, and you know they do. I have to fish for this, but would you play this game? Because you never say
Sorry,
any of
the
this.
fridge was making noise. I was hoping it wasn't showing up on the.
It wasn't making noise last time.
It was there, and it concerned me. Yeah, I'd play this game.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is.
You wouldn't play mine.
Well, no, because that's not a game I
45
play. I know you like.
Um,
I know you like fighting games.
no, I
certain
like
fighting
taking any
games.
fight. Oh God, what was that sentence?
was
I
that?
like fighting games too much. I keep trying to learn them, and then I go to another one. And then Too many fighting games.
Yeah.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I play fighters. Go ahead.
Wait, mine.
Mhm.
All right. This is not a combo you expected at all.
Okay.
And you think I'm being dramatic, but you're gonna hear this and you're gonna be like, "Yeah, I didn't think that coming in."
Okay.
All right. So one of the reasons we're bringing the problem is we have to bring in the other franchise simply because of trademarks.
This is a dream crossover. This doesn't mean this will happen.
And it's gonna no. I want to make it happen. I want this.
I don't. Okay, go ahead.
So I'm all right. This
Wait, you didn't close your eyes from when I talked about it, so I don't have to do this for this.
that's fine.
Okay.
All right. I'm making up this trailer as we go.
All right.
All right. So you're in a dark room. Okay, no. Where
This
are we
is my
watching
game.
This? Where are we watching this? This isn't not State of Play. They didn't want to put this on. This is a special YouTube only trailer that is playing exclusively
YouTube Red.
from the account that uploads State of Plays, but it's not. It's its own video. It's not on State of Play.
My God. So official PlayStation. Okay.
Yeah. They because they put in all the budget in this.
Okay.
All right. So you hear like very fanciful, childlike music,
Okay.
and you see a mirror. You're in the dark room. You can see the mirror, and then you see a smile, just teeth,
In the mirror?
in the room itself.
Oh, in the room itself. Okay.
And then in the mirror, you hear, "My precious." Okay.
Okay.
It's Gollum,
All right.
and he's crawling around the room, and he's looking for this ring. And then he bumps into the teeth, and it's the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland.
Okay.
You have just seen the combination. That's just a small teaser.
Okay.
The eventual combination of Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor, and Alice in Wonderland, more specifically American McGee's Alice
Oh.
Madness Returns.
Okay.
So you are playing as Alice. Actually, are you aware of like the American McGee Alice in Wonderland?
I've
all?
seen the games. I've
Mhm.
seen like the covers and like screenshots and stuff.
Mhm.
If I were to play anything Alice in Wonderland or have anything to do with it, because I don't really care about that story, it would be the American McGee's version.
Okay.
Because I really like the aesthetic they're going
I
for.
love that aesthetic. Even though that game was, it was,
All right.
it was not perfect.
No game.
But it definitely was like, hey, there's this girl going through like psychological trauma.
Okay.
And what she's doing in Wonderland is really just like metaphors of the dark life she's living.
Okay.
It's kind of the way they went about there. But in you played Shadow of War or Shadow of Mordor
No.
at all, but you're aware of the Nemesis system.
Yes.
So instead of it being orcs, because Gollum is just here so we can get the Nemesis system. That's all.
Oh my
That's
God.
the other reason we have
Okay.
brought it here, because they own a trademark and no other team like. We could throw orcs. There's orcs in there, okay?
Okay.
Because you want fodder guys.
There'll be a blend of them, I assume.
Okay. There's orcs because they're like the fodder for like the big guys.
Which are all part of the American McGee's stuff.
So yeah, so you can have Mad Hatter as like all the top like villains
Okay.
are going to be like the head that the orcs all follow,
Okay.
and they all have their own like factions and everything. So, but instead of like, oh, here's this big orc, it's the Mad Hatter, or the Cheshire Cat's, he's your friend. He's like a guy you don't really trust, but he's there. You got the Queen, she's the final boss, of course.
Yes.
You got freaking the White Rabbit. He ain't friendly.
He isn't?
He a problem.
In this one?
No, he's a problem.
Oh, snap.
You got the caterpillar with the drugs.
Pothead.
You got those. Did you ever see the movie with the cartoon, the Disney one?
Which one?
You got a guy eats all the clams. I forget his name.
It's been some time.
It's
but
messed
it does
up
sound
though. That
familiar.
story's actually really messed up if you go back and think about it. I want him,
Okay.
Mr. Dumpus or something. I don't know. But you just take the cast of Alice in Wonderland characters, make them villainous and dark and messed up, and you put them as leaders of these orcs, and you and the voice of Troy Baker as the guy from Shadow of Mordor.
Oh, okay.
He's there.
Oh, he's there. Okay,
He's like your guy. He's like your spirit guy. That
is
way
Alice in this?
Yeah, she's the main character.
Oh,
Alice
she
is the main
teams up
character.
with Mordor
She
guy.
teams up with Mordor guy. Okay? He's an accessory.
What?
He is simply there for we can get what I want. And I want that Nemesis system with Alice in Wonderland characters.
Okay.
I know this is not anything you expected going in,
No.
but it's a third person character action.
What is the aesthetic?
The aesthetic is, yo, you like seeing messed up things with beautiful scenery? There you go. So, oh, look at this beautiful field of flowers.
What I mean is,
Then there's a dead body.
what
You're saying about art style?
Yeah, more like art style. My bad.
Fighters. Just joking. Just joking.
No one's gonna get that reference. Who looks like who? Like, is the Mordor guy in Alice McGee's aesthetic, or do they really just look out of place next to each other? Or what is why is this happening?
Because the ring and the Cheshire Cat, man.
I don't know what that means.
The Cheshire Cat got the ring.
He stole it.
Yeah, from the mirror. Because Gollum.
Well,
Yeah, I remember that Office episode where Dwight got mad about the Gollum Smeagol deal.
Yeah.
So he went in the mirror, and he went into the wrong world.
was there a mirror in Lord of the Rings?
No, there's mirrors in Lord of the Rings.
Well, you know what I mean. So confused.
It's in the elf place.
Okay,
The
sure.
elves have a mirror.
So Gollum ended up over there.
Yeah, and it's
Sounds
not
good.
the Harry Potter mirror where they see whatever they want. He goes in the mirror. He's trying to escape because they know he's got the ring, and he bumps into the Cheshire Cat. Because the Cheshire Cat immediately senses that power.
Right.
Okay. And he goes up there and he takes the ring. And then maybe more it's Alice has that spirit guy, that spirit elf man that's with Troy Baker's character.
Okay.
Okay. You never played those.
No.
Anyway, but there's a spirit man. That's why you can do all the crazy parkour and everything and come back after you die and everything. He
Okay.
inhabits Alice. And he's sort of like your mentor guide with the Cheshire Cat following you around as you take down these no good sons of guns.
Okay.
And really and we're going to continue the Alice in Madness Returns where the several villains are really just people in Alice's life that are like expanded upon and in this psychological way. Like, oh, the Mad Hatter's not actually like this evil guy. Like, it's like actually like a metaphor for like, oh, this messed up doctor or therapist that she had spoken to for much of her youth. And but all the people are different psychological problems she had to deal with in life. So as you progress through the game, it's her overcoming her trauma.
Okay.
But every time you lose to that Mad Hatter, he gonna be like, remember I got you, haha. I don't know. In my head, he's more like the Calendar Man in the Batman Arkham games. Specifically, Mad Hatter is more like that.
The Calendar Man.
Yeah.
I know he wasn't a focus in the story. You
No.
had to find him.
But there was a cool bit they did with him.
Okay.
Now listen, I'm not saying that's gonna make the most bucks. But listen, you get first of all anything Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
House of
I was
Wonderland,
about to tell you.
immediately.
You
You're
have
like,
a strong following on both sides of that spectrum right there.
what?
I mean, that's like
that's money.
one side is like Hot Topic, and the other side is like Comic-Con. Like, I don't know. Like, that's all
FYE.
FYE, sure.
The Funko Pops are gonna be insane.
You'll definitely get some eyes on to the game. And there'll probably be a lot.
Alice Mordor Returns.
Is that the game?
Yep, that's it.
Alice Mordor Returns.
Alice Returns to Mordor. One of those. I just want. I hate that you've made me think of these ideas because this is some nonsense. Like the Hades one. This is what I want in life.
Right.
If you just put Because some crossovers, like, they make too much sense. Like, of course you do that. Alice in Wonderland, Lord of the Rings. I would immediately be like, I gotta see what these guys are doing. But also, I want that Nemesis system to be used with a cast of colorful characters that are not all orcs.
Okay. This is something and again, I did not play American McGee's. I did not play Lord of the Rings, nor am I into Lord of the Rings that much. I do want to watch them again. But anyways, I'm going to throw out an idea here. And you tell me if this is stupid or not, because I really don't know.
Okay.
This is coming from a place of just no knowledge whatsoever.
You didn't know going in. This is what we're going to talk about. So.
No. So this is me winging it. I might not do a good job explaining it. Instead of having to... Instead of doing whatever the hell you're doing right here, imagine the way I see this game potentially working. Because obviously, like what you said with Alice, and that even the story in general, normal thing happens. She goes on some weird episode, and now she's seeing all this stuff, right? So what if the person that starts this, her name could be Alice, sure. Doesn't have to be, but sure. Her name is Alice, but she's just in Lord of the Rings town area.
Lord of the Rings town.
Mordor. Is that no
Middle Earth.
Jesus.
Hodor.
Yeah. You know, with all the Lannisters. I gotcha. So she's just there, and she's going through some trauma of what's going on. Obviously, there's just crazy stuff. There's giant trees and griffins attacking stuff. That's all I remember from the movies. There's some eye and everything.
Legolas.
So... What?
Orlando Bloom.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
No. Wait. Yes.
Anyways,
just go on.
So she could be going through some stuff just based on what's happening on Middle Earth, and then she uses the Alice Wonderland, and then that's how it switches the aesthetic. So then that way you're in the middle, you're in the Alice in Wonderland, but you're still using the rules that that Middle Earth has set. And that way you can still see some orcs, but twisted in a weird way. And then, of course, you see the main staples of Wonderland. Does that sound like it would be a better fit, or you still like what you got going? Which is fine.
Honest, mine was so ridiculous that I kind of want that more, but yours is far more logical and likely.
Okay.
Because mine, like the Cheshire Cat running in, there's Gollum.
That's what I'm saying. So, whatever. Okay.
Listen, McGee, get the funding. I know you're good for it, because no one's let you make a game since then. Even though they
wasn't the sequel good or no?
It was. It was.
No. Okay. That answered.
It was a ton. It was kind of like that Suda situation. That I forget. That's there. A different podcast. There's ideas there, but there's just, I think, a lack of budget screwed it over in the end. It's not a project I think a big publisher like truly believed in, so they weren't going to be given the time and funds to do everything they wanted.
Okay.
I would very much love to return to that like grim fairy tale universe.
Okay. Sounds chaotic.
Listen, regardless of whatever you think, you come to this podcast, YouTube video, to be educated with a discussion. And you know for a fact, no one else on the internet has brought up this melding that I have brought up. Granted, does the idea work? That's for you to decide. Send in the comment, Pinky, if you agree.
If you agree with what?
That this game it needs to happen.
Okay. So
I got a real serious face just now. It needs to happen.
So just specifically the game that you just brought up just now.
Yeah.
The Return to Mordor.
Alice Mordor Returns.
McGee.
Yeah. No, it's American McGee's Alice Returns to Mordor.
All right. So
what did you name your game?
I didn't name him anything.
Okay.
Horror. I just put Horror Fighter.
Dude Raider.
Dude Raider. Okay.
Whip Dude Raider.
Untombs.
Untuned.
I don't know. Untombed. Okay.
Untuned. Mine was
Unrated.
Dracula. Unrated. There
okay.
You go. Mine's just called Dracula because it's called Hades.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Alice Returns to Mordor.
And then for the fighting one, Nightmare Showdown.
No.
No.
Send in your comments for
ideas. What would be a good title for the horror game that I came up with.
The competitive fighting game featuring Freddy and Chucky.
And keep in mind NetherRealm does it, so just use their naming conventions. Ultimate
Just
Edition.
with K's?
No, just say Ultimate Edition and then it's good.
Okay. All right, well, you heard ideas you weren't going to hear anywhere else. You're welcome, Internet.
Yeah, I mean, if you have anything crazy, just, I'm not expecting an essay. Just a brief description.
Get
what
crazy.
you got?
Get
you
crazy.
got something stupid better than what Elmo did, or anything
you
that
need
can
to play these Nemesis system games. You will understand why they should go into everything.
I've heard many times from many people.
This podcast,
I got that game for free, so I gotta play it one day.
God.
It's the second one though.
It's fine. Just go.
All right,
just interact with that system a little bit.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for joining us, everybody.
Educated. Keep it that way.
Discuss that with your friends. Have a good one. Bye. No.
I mean, I do.
We're not athletic. We're a big fan.
What do you? Don't.
We're a big fan of Smash.
We are. Listen, I coach and I can beat most of those kids.
Most of those kids.
Most of those high schoolers.
All right.
And you go to the gym far more than the average person.
Sure. Anyways, back on topic.